Well, ladies and gentlemen, we all knew what the outcome of week 18 was going to be. And I believe that we did it for multiple reasons. We did it because we need to rest our starters. We need to make sure that Mahomes, Kelsey, and Jones are healthy going into the playoffs. And to boot, by resting them during week 18, it gives them something like 24 days to rest before they play football again. I think that is a good idea. I like this idea. I'm for this idea. Also, it gives our backups a chance to get out there and take some snaps who may or may not have gotten the chance to play throughout the 18, 17 other weeks of the season. There was a few people out there we knew. Noah Gray played. Remio played. Some players that we've seen along the way that kind of fit in. And, of course, the ultimate reason to set our starters and to lose. I mean, we knew we were going to lose against Denver. Denver is looking like a high-powered team right now. Bo Nix is, and I've been saying this on this podcast for weeks, Bo Nix is legit. Obviously, we're going to have to see what his sophomore season brings. You know, he may be another CJ Stroud. I don't know what the deal is, but right now the guy looks legit. And with Sean Payton at the helm, even though I do not like Sean Payton, and you guys know I do not like Sean Payton, with Sean at the helm, I think that is going to be a team that we're definitely going to have to contend with down the road. However, what a fucking embarrassment to be a Chiefs fan in this game. We know we're going to lose. I don't have a problem with that. Let's put some fucking points on the board. We got smoked 38-0. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I know. I completely understand. These are our second, third. I think even fucking the water boy played. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I saw Bobby Boucher out there. But what an embarrassment to not even put up 3 fucking points. We missed a field goal. 0. Fucking goose egg. I wonder sometimes how far the depth goes. Now, listen, I've been thinking about this since the game. And I understand that when we start talking about backups, and especially some of those, Noah Gray has been amazing this season. He's been catching the ball extremely well, but he has not worked with Carson Wentz. He's worked with Patrick Mahomes. And I think that this group did not work well together at all. Obviously, the offensive line was a shambles, but it makes me wonder about how deep our roster goes. I worry, but not enough to think that we're not going to get back to the Super Bowl. But I worry. We got some good teams facing up. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Indiana Chiefs fans. I am Golden Jay. That is the Chief. And the Chief is going to rebuttal on my opening statement.
So, in essence, I didn't care if the score is 100-0, 70-0. Don't care. Some people got some quality playing time. You know, maybe some team saw some good in a practice or in a third stringer that we have or something, or maybe we got some trade capital sitting there for next year. Who knows? But the most important thing to me was no injuries to our main core team. I'll take that over a blowout loss in Denver any day. You know, playing our second and third stringers. You know, I mean, this was basically a preseason game at the end of the year. I mean, we went through a gauntlet, right? We had our bye in week 6.
Yep, absolutely.
We only played 3 games in 11 days.
Yep.
But these guys had to rest. We actually have a longer bye at this point. You know, what was it? 20. I can't remember how many days. 22 days or something. I don't know. For the people that we rested, I think it was 22 or 23 days before they played again. Green Bay, example, you know, lost one of their main wide receivers to an ACL. Jordan Love, jacked up his elbow or hand or some bullshit.
Yep.
I know there was a couple other injuries that were probably could have been avoided if other teams rested their starters. I don't think Green Bay had anything to really play for. Maybe they did. I don't follow NFC that close, but you know, I'll take a beat down with second stringers. Give my guys 23 days off. Andy Reid's record, as you know, with a bye or a first round bye or anything like that, resting the starters, he's almost impossible to beat off of a bye. So whether we play the Chargers, whether we play Houston, whether we play Denver, this rest is going to come out and make us superior to any team that we have to face in the divisional round. And I look forward to it at this point. Again, yeah, did our backups suck? Of course they did. I mean, Carson Wentz, you know, I thought he had more talent than I saw, but again, you know, he's playing with second and third stringers, so who knows if he's lost a step or not. But I really don't care because Mahomes will be back, Kelsey will be back, our defense will be back, you know. So that's all I gotta say. I'm happy. Don't care. I can give a damn.
I just wanted to see him put up points. I didn't want to see it be a goose egg. That was my thing.
Missed an easy field goal.
Well, and I don't disagree. That's what I said. We couldn't even get 3 because he missed the one. But it just hurt. I mean, it hurt to watch because we have been very spoiled the last 5 to 7 years while watching, or even more when Alex Smith was at the helm. I mean, we won quite a bit. And it hurts a little bit to see that our second and third string can't even put up, a field goal or a touchdown, in this game. Like I said, I don't care about the loss. We all knew the loss was coming, and we know that it's the second and third and fourth string, and the ball boy was out there doing his thing too, but apparently he had a number 7 jersey on and pretended to be Harrison Butker. But I wanted to see him put up something, Wentz went, listen to this. So Wentz went 10 for 17 for 98 yards. He didn't even break 100. He didn't look comfortable back there, dancing around, looking, sack. And it's like, God damn it, guys, come on. Carson, you got to get that ball out. And once again, I get it. I understand. These guys are not playing as a unit every week. They're just the guys who go in and fill in. You see Remigio come in. You see Noah Gray come in. I understand that. I'm not beating the team up. I just really thought that an Andy Reid-led team would at least, bring out one touchdown in 60 minutes.
Well,
and I was a little bummed.
You know what I did? I watched the first half and I went and took a nap because I'd be straight up, Jeremy, because I knew it was going to be ugly and dumb. And watching, the Keystone Cops on our side, look at poor New England. Well, I shouldn't say poor New England. I mean, that's been their dumpster fire since Brady left, right?
Right.
I don't want that to happen to us, later in life. Hopefully we get like, they went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to, God damn it, Jordan Love.
Right.
Hopefully that's the way that our team rolls. So,
well,
I'm with it, and I had a good night, to be honest.
And they brought in Chris Okademum. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He didn't do anything. He was out there for a couple snaps towards the end, but I think that being behind Mahomes and possibly Wentz has seen a lot of action over the years. It's not like he's somebody that's is a seasoned backup quarterback. I mean, he's been a starter in this league. He's won. He's been on Super Bowl teams. He was with Philly when they won their Super Bowl, I believe.
Yeah.
Even though Nick Foles was the guy who was actually quarterback in that Super Bowl, because I think Wentz was out hurt. But I mean, Wentz has got a lot of seasons underneath him, and he's a veteran, and he knows situations and so on and so forth. So I think that having a young quarterback behind Patrick is definitely a good thing. You know, Pat's not going to be there forever, but I don't know that this kid's going to be there long enough to take over the helm for him, because I think Pat's going to be there another 7, 8 years at
least.
at
I would
least.
assume.
Yeah.
But he can evolve into a good second quarterback potentially. So,
well, like I said, if he learns and is smart, he may find himself in a starting role somewhere
yep.
else along the lines. Carolina, the Jets. I mean, I don't know about what Rodgers' plan is for next year. I have no idea, but this isn't about the time we're going to start finding out who goes where and what's going on. I mean, obviously, the Raiders have already fired their coach. Did I hear the Bears fired theirs? Did I hear New England fired theirs?
Yep.
So, I mean, this is the point in the year where we just watched everybody fall off. I did read a rumor. I don't know how much truth there is to this, but the Jets are looking at Matt Nagy for their head coaching position. So we'll see what pans out there. I don't know. Do I think it'd be a big loss for Kansas City? I don't really know.
Nope.
I was trying to be nice, I was like, I don't really know. No, it's not going to be a loss for KC if Matt Nagy leaves. Maybe that would open the door for Bieniemy to come back. Although I think somewhere in that mix was some bad blood, and that's why he went to Washington when he did, as a not really an upgrade, but like a lateral move. But I don't know. It'd be interesting. We're at that point in the season.
So yeah, the Jets are looking at interviewing Matt Nagy. It's scheduled, is what it says online.
Right on.
For the head coaching position. The only other thing I saw on my quick scan was for a general manager for the Jets as well. They're looking at Mike Borgonzi, which is the Chiefs assistant GM right now.
Right. I did see that pop up on something.
So it'd be interesting if they hired Mike Borgonzi and
Matt Nagy.
That'd be kind of funny,
It'd be interesting. All I can say is if they hire Matt Nagy, the woes at the Jets facility continue on. That's all I have to say about that.
Well, I guarantee you, if they hire Matt Nagy, he would want to keep Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to tell you, I'll make that statement right now.
Yeah, but would Aaron Rodgers want to keep him? Because it sounds to me like Aaron Rodgers is running that team out there. I mean,
if he wants to get paid, he's getting the contract.
I mean, I understand that, but do you really think he is worried about the money at this point in his life?
I think he is. Otherwise, he wouldn't have signed that $100 million, whatever the hell it was, contract for 4 years. So yeah, he's worried about the money.
I think he was just wanting to get out of Green Bay. I think he was done up there. And
Green Bay was not going to pay him.
Yeah.
They weren't going to pay him because they knew he was on his last legs, literally.
Literally.
So
at least the left leg.
Well, the Jets owner with all his bling bling, just wanted a trophy quarterback, like a trophy wife, just to parade around and get people in the seats was
right.
my opinion.
He's selling tickets. Tickets.
As we saw, they don't have enough talent on that team to field a real team. I mean, it's not all Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, if he has receivers, blockers, he's still a decent quarterback. Yeah, he's not going to scramble. Yeah, he gets injured quickly, but we got Juju Smith that gets injured quickly, but then he comes back 4 weeks later and plays good for 4 games. So,
you gotta admit though, Juju has been around quite a few games since we re-signed him after the whole loss of Rice and Hollywood.
I get it. I mean, he's healthy right now, and that's what we want going into the playoffs. But he did miss 3 or 4 games as expected.
The Jets. Did you see that the Jets beat Miami 32-20 over the weekend?
Did you hear that Tyreek Hill said, for lack of a better word, get me off this fucking team? Being on a losing team.
No,
I don't have exact words, but it was something about out of here or something like that. Tired of losing.
Yeah, that has been recanted today. I can't remember
Coach.
was it the general manager or whatever said that him and Tyreek have sat down and they've had good conversations and so on and so forth. So,
But you know what he said? You want your 38 million and your 51 million the next year? Shut the fuck up.
yeah,
Is what he said.
go out there and run routes, bitch.
Yeah, he's getting. I think he's getting paid this next year 31 million, and then the final year of his contract, which is year after next, 51 million. So that's what he said. He's like, hey, you want to get paid? We'll cut your ass, and good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, look what I mean. This was kind of a cool move, actually. Ezekiel Elliott, the Cowboys owner, let him go. He cleared waivers and he signed on to the Chargers practice squad because he wanted one more chance to try to win a Super Bowl, and Jerry Jones let him go. I don't know if you caught that snippet.
I missed that. I knew that Ezekiel was back in Dallas this season after going. I can't remember where he ended up at for a while. No, he played somewhere. I just can't remember where it was at.
I thought he was trying to get paid a big payday or something, and then no one wanted to pay him, so he came back to Dallas.
Well, he's not very good. I mean,
but the news right now is that he's on the practice squad of the Chargers right now. And if he plays this weekend, he might be done. I mean, all right, we got to give one kudos that we haven't given.
Okay.
There's AFC West is the most dominant division right now in the AFC. We have 3 teams going to the playoffs.
Yep.
Chargers, Denver, and of course our infamous Chiefs.
Oh.
I'm kind of glad about that because we might wind up playing the Chargers or Denver in the wild card round. I don't really care. I'll even take Houston in the divisional round. I'm sorry, because we get the lowest seed left, and we're used to playing Denver. We're used to playing San Diego. So, I'd love to play either team. I think we'd still beat them at home. The divisional or the AFC Championship, now that's going to be the hard, it's going to be Bills or I don't even know. Bills or Ravens. I don't know. Ravens always tend to choke in the playoffs for some reason. So I don't even know if they're going to make it to the championship game, to be honest. My money's on the Bills right now.
I won't disagree with you there. I think the Bills are the team that's going to be the AFC Championship. Kansas City and Buffalo, I think, is where it's going to be at.
Yeah, because that's what it was last year. Buffalo and Chiefs in Buffalo. Now we're doing repeat of last year. All you Buffalo fans watching that kick go that way, right. Sucks to be you. Hopefully the Chiefs put up enough of a dominant performance in the divisional round and the AFC Championship game that we don't have to worry about a field goal tying a game or winning a game. I hope.
Right. Real quick, Ezekiel was with the Patriots in 2023.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I knew he went somewhere. I just couldn't remember where it was. And also, we played Buffalo in the divisional round. We played the Ravens in the AFC Championship game in Baltimore. Yeah.
Okay, I had it backwards, but
it's all good.
But it's nonetheless
the same idea. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be the same 3 or 4 teams, for years to come.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I'll say that with one exclamation point of Lamar likes to run a lot. Obviously, all it takes is one bad hit, and he's going to be out for a while.
Absolutely.
Been proven with most running quarterbacks that eventually their luck runs out. Not that I don't want anyone to get injured, I'm just stating the fact.
It happens. It happens.
So, I think the Bills are going to have a longer tenure than Baltimore's all, just because, Josh runs, but doesn't run like every other play.
Right.
So,
yeah, Josh runs when Josh has to run. He doesn't run because it's a called play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what those our 3 teams are just going to keep sticking around. Cincinnati had a rough year for multiple reasons. One being salary cap. I think was their ultimate downfall, in my opinion. Yeah, they picked it up late. They finally got the right people making the right plays late in the season, but it took them a while to get there. I think salary cap really hampered them. And I'll be honest, I'm happy they're not in the playoffs. You know, they're our nemesis for some reason.
Yeah.
They got our number. Luckily we had their number last time, and
Right.
we gave them the 25 cents back and say don't call us back again. But I'm happy they're not in the playoffs, and the only reason is, they for some reason Burrow and that team and that head coach can put a scheme together that beats us. So I look forward. I'm looking forward to every game this weekend. Every single game I'm looking forward to.
All I could hear in my head when you said that they got their 25 cents back was, doo, we're sorry. The number for Burrowhead has been disconnected, motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Listen,
Yeah,
I am not upset at all that the Bengals are not in the playoffs. As a matter of fact, I will jump up and down for joy and do a fucking little dance that they're not in the playoffs. And it's not because it's not because I'm upset with Cincinnati in general. I mean, they're a team that got there, couldn't pull it off. They've been waiting a long time to come home with that Lombardi, and you got to feel for them a lot like Detroit. But at the same time, the attitude of when they were hot shit a couple of years ago, it's a sour apple at that point, man. You just don't give a flying fuck if Joe Burrow ever touches the field again, because he's just an arrogant piece of shit, and he's not a good role model to these young kids who want to play football or be around, stuff like that. I seen it when we left that game. All these 14-year-old boys out there smoking their cigars in their Joe Burrow jerseys. Is like, this is what he's repping right here. This is what we keep talking about all these years of high profile people making good decisions, and this is not a good decision.
Well, luckily, I just looked for 2025. Their salary cap is pretty decent for the Bengals. It's $57 million that they potentially have open, whereas the Chiefs have $20 million.
Right.
So just figured I'd check that. And oddly enough, some of the worst teams. Patriots have 127 million. Raiders have 107 million going into next year. And the Commanders, which is a very good team, right now, has 99 million. So it's kind of interesting.
It'll be fun to see where the Commanders go from here. I think they have their quarterback. Jaden Daniels is pretty legit, and I like him. He's real soft spoken. He doesn't he doesn't seem to be arrogant. He just goes out there and does what he needs to do, and looks good doing it. They need a couple more weapons, but I think that going on in the next couple of years, I think you're going to see them as a high-powered team. They're going to be the team that everybody's going to be gunning for in the NFC side. No offense to Detroit. I love Detroit. I want to see Detroit do well. I want to see them get to the Super Bowl. I'd love to take them on in the Super Bowl. And they are just as beat up as any other team. Their defense is decimated, but
how well they played though.
They are putting the pieces together of what they've got to make another good defense. So hats off to them. But Jared Goff's not going to be around much longer. I mean, he's an older player. He's not going to take a lot of those bangs and bumps like what he's been getting here lately much longer. So, I'd say maybe 3-4 more years with Jared Goff, and then they're going to have to do a total rebuild then also too. So, but I wish them the best. Like I said, if Kansas City does not get in the Super Bowl and Detroit does, I'm be rooting for Detroit the entire way.
No, I want, we mentioned it on a previous podcast, that I want Detroit to get there because they've never even been in a Super Bowl. So
right.
I want to play against. Well, number one, we want to play against the best team that that's out there. And if that's Detroit, it's Detroit. If it's friggin' Philly or whoever, just bring it on. I want the best of the best of the best.
Still one of the
So
best around. Listen, you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and that is exactly what
yep,
it is. Detroit right now, I think, is the best team in the NFC. I mean, and they took it to fucking Sam Darnold and the Vikings the other night. I mean, the first half of that game was horrible. You know, it was all defense. It just wasn't. But then they just they flipped the switch and they made it happen. And but they walk away with like a 30-something to 9 score or some shit like that.
yeah. So
Listen, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do.
So, everyone's got their freaking predictions out there, on like NFL.com right now. They have the Ravens and Detroit in the Super Bowl. So, but I gotta mention.
But the Ravens are every fucking year. Every year. Well, the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl. The Ravens are not even getting close. I mean, the closest was last year with the AFC Championship game. The year before that, they weren't in the game. It was against Cincinnati. The year before that was against Cincinnati. It's mind-boggling that all of these fucking experts keep putting all their chips on the table for the Ravens, and the Ravens seem to fucking stick their dick in the door when it closes. So I don't understand it.
So it's kind of funny, that they pick against the Chiefs all the time. Even last year, the Chiefs had never won a playoff road game. Well, guess what? We won one against Buffalo, right? Then we go play the Ravens. Well, the Chiefs had never beat the Ravens at stadium, but they won a playoff. Whatever fucking bullshit they come up with. It's like, dude, Mahomes, I can guarantee you right now, he can give a fuck if he didn't get on the Pro Bowl roster. He can give a shit. You know why? Yeah. He wins rings, not playgrounds. He's been on how many Pro Bowl teams and didn't play on the Pro Bowl because he was in the fucking Super Bowl. So don't put him in there. I'm good with it, man. I guarantee you Mahomes is laughing his ass off. We have the best record in the AFC. And, he got snubbed. Which, again, I know Mahomes doesn't give a shit. He's been elected every year to play in the, Pro Bowl, and he only played 1 year, that 1 year we didn't get in. Otherwise, he's actually playing in the Super Bowl while all these whiny little bitches are playing in the Pro Bowl, watching us on TV winning. So I just want to throw that out there. Was it a snub? Yeah, whatever. He didn't have the greatest season, but you know what? We had the best record. He found ways to win. He willed himself. He willed this team to win multiple times by his own efforts. So, yeah, okay, he didn't throw 40 touchdown passes. Yeah, I'm good with it. I get why he wasn't, voted in. Right. I get it. But as a Chiefs fan, he won us games. That's all I care about.
Yep.
I give a shit about a Pro Bowl.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I don't care if he's in the Pro Bowl or not. It doesn't mean what it used to mean for starters, because the Pro Bowl is not really a Pro Bowl anymore. It's some sort of Hunger Games type thing. But Hunger Games. But I can see why Pat did not get voted in. He did not have the numbers like he has in the past, and it's okay. It's okay if he doesn't get in the Pro Bowl. We don't give a shit. We're not worried about not seeing them. It's not like our season ended on Sunday, and we're like, well, we get to see our players play one more time. No, we don't have to worry about that. We are going to see them into the playoffs and on to the Super Bowl, and the Pro Bowl is going to be come and gone, and we're going to be like, oh, do we forget? Oh, we were having lunch that day. We didn't worry about no stupid Pro Bowl. I get it. I understand why he's not in. I don't care if he's not in. I don't care if if any of the Chiefs didn't make it in this year, because they, like you said, they are winning, period.
So the one thing that people who don't follow the Chiefs, obviously, probably a majority of the country, they don't know how. All they heard about is we won a bunch of one-score games. Whatever. We tied the record. We made a record. Whatever the hell it was. Well, the reason why is we lost a lot of key players throughout the season.
Yep.
And the coaching and Mahomes and the next man up mentality was able to win games. How we went out and got Kareem Hunt, which I despise. But you know what? he did his job. I'm not going to complain. We went out and got, another what the hell's his name? The wide receiver. God damn it.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, thank you. No, like I said, my brain's going a million miles an hour.
Right.
We're replacing players, left and right this entire season, and we're still winning.
Yep.
Other teams that lose these kind of players, they don't win; they lose.
Yep.
So,
well, I mean,
the Chiefs don't get it.
I want you to take into consideration two things when we talk about that. We always talk about as the season. DeAndre Hopkins. They tried to get D Hop prior to the season starting, but Tennessee outbid us for him, and he went with the money until he got there and realized that the money was not as good as actually having a team that could win. So when the opportunity came up for them to make the trade, he was all about it. He comes to a winning team. He is a great wide receiver. Is he the best wide receiver out there? Absolutely not. I mean, I can point out two or three, if I took me a second to think about them, who are just amazing receivers. He is great. I would love to see them hold on to him for a couple more years, and let's spend time together and work things out. We have other great receivers. Hollywood Brown out, comes back, immediate impact. Juju is there as kind of an out. He's there. He's not necessarily getting the play calls, but he's open and he's able to get things going on. Oh yeah, the other guy. There's a couple other ones, but the point that I was getting at is that we, as a winning team, as a Super Bowl team, people want to come play for a Super Bowl team. D-Hop is no different. He went with the money, realized that no, that was the wrong choice, and it has the opportunity to come to KC is done. But when we have somebody like Brett Veach, who is the main man for a Super Bowl team, you're going to get good players who are going to want to come over and play that it's not necessarily worked out for. So when the opportunity comes up, you lose Hollywood Brown, you lose Rasheed Rice, you have an opportunity and the brains to go after D-Hop at that point. My thing with Kareem is that I hated when all that boiled out with him. I hated what he did and the way he did it. I think he paid his dues and he definitely made himself a better man. But I don't think he ever lost that grit, and I think he was still a good football player. And I think he's proved it coming back to Kansas City. And I'm thrilled that he came back. I was super excited when they said they were going to go get him because I loved Kareem when he was there to begin with.
I liked him until obviously, but you know what? Again, the moral of this whole thing is the Chiefs had to rebuild the team multiple times
in the middle of the season, people.
With brand new people, putting them in the same week that they get traded to Kansas City. I mean, just totally ridiculous stuff happened this year to our team. Again, we won. I'm happy.
15.
I just make sure to bring that up before I forget that whole, how we won wasn't just the refs, people. Trust me.
Yeah.
We have one of the most penalized freaking tackles in the league on offense. The big dummy. But yeah, I was happy. I'm content.
Yeah, it's a good season. I mean, and it was a nail biter of a season. It wasn't like we got blown out or we blew people out. It was close games that kept you involved in every second of the game, right down to the final seconds of several of those games, whether a block punt, a late field goal, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, we won in all aspects of the game, man. Special teams, defense, offense, interception, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of ways that we won that people are like, "What the just happened here?"
Exactly. Exactly. All right, Phil. Let's take a look at since I don't really, like I said, I don't really want to talk about this game. It was a blowout. We didn't really have our meat and potatoes out there, but let's talk about the playoffs a little bit here.
I already hit it up because I was gonna say the same similar thing that, let's get some picks in here for the playoffs.
Are you going to write these down?
No.
Oh, okay. We'll just have fun with it. Well, let's go over starting on Saturday, January 11th at 4:30 on CBS or Paramount Plus. If you're a streamer kind of person, you can watch the Los Angeles Chargers versus, let me rephrase that, the number 5 Los Angeles Chargers versus the number 4 Houston Texans. I'm not gonna lie, man. I think the Chargers are gonna take this. I think Houston is not the same team that they were at the beginning of the season. I think they had a good season. They're in the playoffs. They won their division, but I think they kind of squeaked in, and I think they're still emotionally distraught over the whole Tank injury. I think that really did something to them, and they have not looked very good at all since that injury.
No, I agree. I mean, I think the Chargers are going to beat them, which oddly enough means we play the Chargers.
Possibly.
I'm just saying I believe we'll probably wind up playing the Chargers.
Right on.
I would want. But anyway, let's go. I agree on that 100%.
So we're going to go Chargers. All right. So then at 8 p.m. Saturday night, January 11th, on Prime Video, you're going to get to see the number 6 Pittsburgh Steelers versus the number 3 Baltimore Ravens. Listen, there's no doubt in my mind that the Ravens are just going to walk all over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has been in a rut the last 4 to 6 weeks. They can't seem to click with anything, and maybe they'll flip on the old playoff switch. I don't know. Maybe there's something there that could happen, but I think Baltimore is an all-around team. They are really a good team, defensive and offensively. If it's not Lamar running, if it's Derrick Henry running, their defense is stout. Definitely, this is going to be. I think this is going to be a little brutal. I'm going to take Baltimore in this game.
Yeah, I was on the fence for a while on it, but Baltimore's just going to steamroll them.
Right.
But I got that little thing in the back of my head if they can stifle Henry and stifle Lamar. They have a good defensive line. They're one of the top defenses. But they got to do like we did. Put spies on these people.
Yep.
Don't let them get help. If they don't do that, they're going to get beat to shit. So I'll go with the Ravens as well.
All right. Well, moving on to Sunday. 1 p.m. on CBS or Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus. You are going to get the number 7 Denver Broncos versus the number 2 Buffalo Bills. That's at 1:00, by the way. I don't know if I said that up front, but listen, man, I don't know though if Denver can play against Buffalo the way that they played against Kansas City and put together everything that involved in that. This is going to be a close game. I think it's going to come out Buffalo on top, but I wouldn't count Denver out of this, even though they're the number 7. And to top it all off, not only are they the number 7, but they were the number 3 in the AFC West. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we talked about this earlier. 3 teams from the AFC West are in the playoffs. Denver is in there, and they're in there for a good reason. So I think it's going to be tight, but I'm gonna take Buffalo as the walk-off on this one. Or I think they'll come away with it.
So I'm going to go the opposite. This is my one upset of the weekend.
Fair.
I think they can do it.
Right on.
That's my only upset that I'm going to throw in for the weekend is that they somehow pull it off, be it Bo Nix or their defense or some combination therein. But I'm
not going to lie, man. I'll be rooting for Denver to beat Buffalo because I always root against Buffalo. But, I mean, like I said, I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be tight. What's the point spread on that game?
Yeah, I'm actually Googling that.
I'm trying to remember if I looked. I think it was like maybe 3. Is it 3.5 or is it 6.5? As we take a little peek at this.
Buffalo versus
8.5. 8.5 points. So Buffalo is an 8.5 point favorite.
Yep.
Interesting. Will
But
they cover?
anyway,
Will they cover the spread, or will they get beat? Be interesting to find out.
I don't think they're going to do either. Cover the spread, But anyway, that's one.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Put your money on the Broncos to either to cover the spread or to win the game. There you go. All right, let's moving on at 4:30 on Fox. You're going to get the number 7 Green Bay Packers versus the number 2 Philadelphia Eagles. Listen, I even forgot the fucking Eagles were even in the playoffs because that's how little I give a shit about the Eagles. And they're the number 2 seed. I just don't care. Jason Kelce left, and I just don't care. But I do believe they'll walk away with this. I think there's just too many injuries on Green Bay, not even knowing what Jordan Love's going to be, where he's going to be at. Do I think he'll play? I absolutely think he'll play. But how effective is he going to be if he's dealing with some elbow pains in his throwing arm? It's hard to say. Will he be anxious? Will he be just throwing balls away? Will he be just trying to run out of the pocket and taking sacks? It'll be interesting to see what happens. I just don't think Green Bay's a powerhouse to beat Philadelphia, so I'll take Philadelphia.
Yep. No, I'm not going to say. They also lost one of their wide receivers to an ACL. They looked horrible against the Bears playing their starters. I mean, one of the worst teams in the NFL. So Philly's just going to pounce them. Not Philly. Philly's going to beat the beat the snot out of Green Bay.
You're on the right track. You'll get there. All right, moving on to Sunday night, 8 p.m. on NBC or Peacock, only on the cock. You're going to get the number 6 Washington Commanders versus the number 3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
This is a hard game.
I don't even know.
I said this is a hard game to pick because Tampa kind of limped into the playoffs a little bit. I think, if I remember correctly,
their last couple of weeks they've been on fire. They've been doing well. I mean, coming across with some good wins. I can't remember. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. What they did this last weekend. I know, but they beat New Orleans 27-19, but it is New Orleans, so there you go. Take that for what it is. But
they're not a good team. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Washington, like I said, you got a rookie quarterback coming into the playoffs. Is he, besides Bo Nix, he's the only rookie quarterback in the playoffs. So, I mean, the possibilities are endless at this point. I think this game is too close to tell. I'm going to take Tampa Bay only because of home field advantage. That is the only reason.
I'm taking the Commanders.
Okay.
I think they're a much better team, more well-rounded, They're 5-0 in the last 5 games. They're on a 5-game winning streak right now.
Right on.
Tampa is, 4-1,
In their last 5?
In the last 5, but their streak is only 2 wins. So.
Oh, gotcha.
So they lost. They won 2, lost 1, won 2 kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But, again, they're playing against subpar team, friggin' New Orleans Saints. I mean.
Right.
No matter what. Nonetheless, they won. They kept Atlanta out. Atlanta was on their heels, but I'm going to Washington.
Okay. Like I said, too close. It's too close to tell. It's going to be. I think this is going to be the game to watch on Sunday to really sit down and. If you love football, I think this is going to be the game that you want to watch and enjoy good football. I think it's gonna go well. I think we're talking 30s on both sides. Maybe 37, 30, 34, something like that. One way or the other. It'll be interesting. All right, moving in. The first time. Is this the first time we've had a playoff game, a wild card weekend with a Monday night game? I can't
Probably.
remember ever having a Monday night game, but we're
All
doing
about
it.
all about the Benjamins.
If it ain't about the money, it's about the money. Listen, at 8 p.m., either on ESPN, ABC, ESPN Plus, ESPN Deports, or Manningcast, ESPN2, or ESPN Plus, you can watch the number 5 Minnesota Vikings at the number 4 Los Angeles Rams. That's a lot to say.
Yeah, I know. You're a goof.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Once again, I think this is going to be a close game. The Rams are good. I think Minnesota, even though they're number 5, I think they're a little bit better. If Darnold can wipe away that debacle against in the fourth quarter against Detroit, I think he's going to be fine. I think they're your Cinderella team of the season. Nobody thought they were going to come away with more than 4 wins this whole entire year. And, they've proven wrong. They were battling it on Sunday night for the number 1 spot in the NFC. I think Minnesota beats the Rams in Rams' house, and it's going to be embarrassing as Matt Stafford has to go out the tunnel with his head down and his trophy wife. He's going to have to go home and make mad, passionate love to his trophy wife. I feel so fucking sorry for him.
So I'm also going to pick Minnesota for multiple reasons, but they're the better team in my opinion. The Rams, limped into the playoffs in my humble opinion as well. I mean, they're 6-6 in conference play. I mean, that's not a good record to have. Minnesota is, they're 9-3 in conference play.
Right on.
Their home and road wins are almost the same, 5-4, 4-2 for Los Angeles. I mean, that's just bad. Whereas on the road, Minnesota 6-2 and 8-1. I mean, they're just a better team.
Right on.
Better team.
Yeah, I'll be rooting for Minnesota. Definitely, our friend Tina, big Minnesota fan from Minnesota. Been to several Viking games up there, and a couple weeks ago we got to sit down and watch the Tampa Bay game with Billy, and then the Vikings game with Tina, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm taking them, and I'll be rooting heavily for the Vikings to come away with the dub. So there you go, guys. There is pretty much the breakdown of the playoffs. This is our picks for what we think is going to happen. We could be right, we could be wrong. Most likely, when it comes to Golden Jay, it's wrong, but it is what it is.
There's a song about that.
Yeah, what's the song? Sing me some, Piano Man.
Sing me a song on the Piano Man. I'm trying to remember how the song goes now. Damn it. But anyway, so let's put it this way: if the Broncos win, we're going to play the Broncos.
Absolutely.
If the Chargers win, we're going to play the Chargers because it's the way it goes. Steelers aren't going to make it, so I'm not even counting them as contenders. So, and I guess worst case scenario, we play Texans.
Worst case. Yep.
Yeah. So my gut's gonna tell me, even though I picked the Broncos to be the upset, that's gonna be a hard game.
It is.
Most likely, it's probably going to be the Chargers or Texans that we play. But
listen, you want okay? So that's the scenario for Kansas City. You know what the best case scenario for Kansas City is right now? Is the 2 and the 3 are going to have to play each other.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So you're going to have Baltimore and Buffalo head to head in the divisional round. Yeah.
Wow, I did not pass my cranium.
I don't know, because that's right there. If Buffalo wins and Baltimore wins, which pretty much is predicted, they're going to have to play each other in that divisional round. Whereas the Kansas City will take the lowest seed that comes through, regardless if Baltimore wins and Buffalo loses, or Buffalo wins and Baltimore loses. We're going to take the lowest seed, and that means that we won't see either Baltimore or Buffalo till the AFC Championship game.
That is accurate. Man, yeah.
Crazy.
So one of them's getting knocked out in the divisional round regardless.
Regardless.
If my upset pick, Denver doesn't take it.
Well, and then Denver may end up with, well, if they would get Denver, or we would get Denver, but you never know who comes out of the. What if San Diego comes through with the dub, and they go to Baltimore or Buffalo, and they smoke Baltimore or Buffalo? we may not even see Baltimore or Buffalo in the championship game. I mean, the possibilities are fucking endless. But
yeah. That's why I love playoff football, man. Period.
There can be only one.
And then but
man, hurt myself.
I'm really looking forward to the games. Yeah, so
I am too. No plans. I got podcast recordings a little bit on Saturday, so we'll try to get those finished up before 4:00 when the first game starts. But looking forward to some good old playoff football, man. Let's get to it. Let's get it.
I'm ready.
All right. Well, are you ready for where are they now?
Shit.
Or I'm sorry. Do you remember?
No.
All right. This is an easy one. I am going to leave a couple pieces out until late in the deal here. So, this player, born April 3rd, 1982, was an American professional football player who played defensive end in the National Football League for 12 seasons. Played his college at Idaho State and was selected by the Kansas City Chiefs in the 4th round of the 2004 NFL Draft. After 4 years with the Chiefs, this player was traded in exchange for 3 draft picks, including a first rounder. He spent 6 years there before joining another team in 2014. He was then traded again in 2015, with whom he played in Super Bowl 50. He is a 5-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro selection, and recorded 136 quarterback sacks during his 12-year career. After retiring from the NFL, he took up curling and formed a team with other former NFL players.
What is he, Canadian?
Is he what?
Canadian or what? Curling.
You know what? It didn't say where he was born at.
No, it's just funny.
Any clue? Any clue at this point?
I'm thinking, nothing's clicking in my cranium.
All right, let me give you the hints that I left out, okay? Because I could go through his career. He made league minimum first 3 years in KC. He played 15 games, starting 10 of them in his rookie season, made 9 sacks and 31 tackles. Definitely, this was an all-star player, and I was so disappointed when they traded him for. Now, remember, did I say 3 draft picks, including a first rounder? And we traded with the Minnesota Vikings. This player went on after the Vikings to join the Bears as a free agent in 2014, and he was traded to the Carolina Panthers in 2015, and that's where he went to Super Bowl 50, was with the Panthers. He wore number 69, baby.
That's a good number, though.
It is a damn good number.
69.
I really thought the Minnesota Viking thing would really throw it into a loop. That's why I didn't mention it early on. I really thought you'd get it after that.
I'm thinking hard.
You're Googling, bitch. I don't know what you're doing over there. You're Googling. Don't Google. You can't go to the Goog.
No, I have no idea who it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, this number 69 in your playbooks, but number 1 in your heart, is Jared Allen.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about him. I'll be honest.
He went on to form a curling team. What the fuck?
Hey, kudos to him though, man. I mean, yeah, he was a badass.
He was.
I do remember him getting traded, and
Yeah.
draft capital that Chiefs were looking at, and all that. But yeah, dang, that was rough. Jared Allen. Yeah, I missed that. I think I was badass.
He was. I liked Jared Allen, and I remember how so upset I was when he got traded. And I do believe at that point Minnesota was definitely one of those teams that was a Super Bowl contender, where Kansas City wasn't at that time. You're looking at 2000 and let's see, if he was drafted in 04 and he was 4 years, so 2008, 2009, probably prime Todd Haley years.
Yep. Man, he looked horrible in a Bears uniform.
He did. He absolutely did. Look good in the Minnesota. I was, like I said, I'm proud of him. Minnesota had 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 years, I think, in Minnesota. Only 1 year in Chicago, and then just the 1 year in Carolina about mid-season 2015. So
there's him riding a damn horse.
Is he shirtless there, Phil?
No, he's got on a purple jacket, probably in Minnesota.
Probably.
There's a curling team. Yeah, I found this Jared Allen 69inch.com. His favorite place to eat is the Sasquatch Kitchen.
I knew I liked that guy.
Oh my gosh. He also supports homes for wounded warriors, which I applaud. It's cool. Hey, it's got a picture of your Sasquatch that's in your yard.
Really?
Yeah. Wow, where is this place? Oh, it's in Temple, Arizona.
Fucking Sasquatch ain't in Arizona. It's too hot for Squatch to be in Arizona. They're like, fuck this. We're going to the woods.
They got 3 of them sitting here. And here, let me chat. Hold on. Where's our chat window? Chat. Golden J. Here.
So much fun.
That's pretty. Check that link. That's pretty cool. They got 3 wooden ones in front of the restaurant.
Just like the one I got in my backyard?
No, these are wooden ones.
That's
right in front of you. As you walk up to the logo, yes, but scroll down to the gallery that I gave to you. You'll see
real quick, I'm trying to get there. You say it's in the chat?
Yeah.
It didn't come up.
All over their damn bar.
It didn't come up.
What?
It didn't come up.
I see it in the chat window.
I believe in you, but it didn't come up on my computer.
You big dummy.
It didn't even come up on my phone.
No, it's in this chat.
In Facebook chat.
No, Riverside.
Oh, no wonder I'm looking in the wrong. I'm looking in the wrong thing.
You big goof. No, it's pretty. If you ever go to Temple, Arizona, we got to go here because they got Sasquatches all over the place in this. The Sasquatch Kitchen. I give them kudos for that.
I can't get to it. There's nothing there.
What the fuck?
It's in the chat. Send it to me in Facebook chat so I can just take a peek at it, and I'll take a look at it after a while.
I just emailed it to you because I was already sending it via email.
Perfect.
I always liked him as a player. I think they did the right thing for his career at that time.
Absolutely.
We sucked so bad.
Yep.
And, that gave him a chance to be on a winning team, even though he wound up in Chicago for a year. But anyway.
So listen, the reason that he came up to in mind this, and I forgot about this when we started talking, but he has come up in the Pro Football Hall of Fame eligibility. He's been eligible since 2021, but this year the eligibility, he's up again. He's eligible, and a lot of people are predicting that this is his year to get in, and so that's that came up, and I remember. Oh, yeah, I remember that now, and that's why I kind of leaned heavy into him right at this moment. So, Yeah, I always loved Jaron Allen. Like I said, I hated it when he left. I hated seeing him in the Minnesota Vikings uniform. It just didn't feel right watching him in KC for so long. And but I'm happy he made it to a Super Bowl. I don't think they won that Super Bowl. I can't even tell you who was in that Super Bowl. I think if there's a link here, Super Bowl 50 would have been Carolina lost to the Broncos. So that would that have been Peyton Manning's years? I believe so. I believe so. So yeah. All right, man. Well, let's get out of here. Get this thing wrapped up. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget we will not be here next week due to the fact that Kansas City's not playing. So there's not going to be a lot of things to talk about. We will touch on the playoffs and where we're at after the divisional round. So we will be back in 2 weeks. So the playoffs. Super excited for this weekend's games. Hope you guys are too. If you get some ideas or you want to talk about it, Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast at gmail.com. Don't be afraid to email us and let us know what your predictions are on the upcoming weekend stuff. Or if you want to email after the games, let us know what you think of each game or anything in particular that you saw that you want to talk about. Let us know. Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast at gmail.com. All right, Chief. I just got 3 words for you. Well, from our little slice of Chiefs Kingdom right here in the great state of Indiana, I've got 3 words for you. How about them Chiefs? It's 4 words. Later.
You're a hard card.
Thank you for listening to the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Podbean, any of your favorite podcast sites. Be sure to watch us on YouTube. Just search for the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. Also, check us out on Facebook for any updates on the Chiefs and all of our weekly posts. You can find us at facebook.com/INChiefsFansPod. Finally, go check out our Golden Mojo Entertainment website at goldenmojoent.com. You can find information about your 3 favorite hosts and all the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment family. Those podcasts include The Call Guys, Golden Image Podcast, The United States of Paranormal, The Golden 80s Podcast, The Murdnerds, and A Court of Books and Booze. Thank you for tuning in, and how about those Chiefs?